So it has been another week. Where am I this week? Well, today is November 20th, 2017, and my big thing this week was just lots and lots and lots of homework. Some of it was supposed to be due last week, and it was. Some of it is due this week, some of it got pushed off. I was supposed to have a test tomorrow morning, but the professor got frustrated and canceled it and said he was giving everyone a 100, and I'm not going to miss it now. But I have homework in all of my classes. In my math class, I have a Maple assignment from hell. It's like, question 1, plot this. Question 2, tell me about this plot. Question 3, more about the plot. Well, I couldn't get the plot to work, so I couldn't do questions 2 or 3, and I'm just very frustrated because it's Maple. My connection has been bad all week, so I wasn't able to remote in to do the work over the internet. So I wound up having to buy a copy of Maple, which was about $75. But that did let me actually finally get to work on it. I tried to troubleshoot my connection and I tried to get the internet to work, but I just couldn't get it to work well enough. My ping was too high. And when you have 1,000 ping, trying to type or do much of anything besides just load up a static article that you can then read is very unrealistic. So you can do very, very basic browsing, but the ping makes any kind of interactivity or functionality really terrible. So that was my math class. In my metrology class, I've been working since last Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. Because the professor said he was going to be really busy later in the week and that we should ask any questions on Tuesday. So I spent most of the week, the early part of that week, working on that assignment. My goal was to have it done by Thursday because that was the original due date, even though he pushed it off until sometime. I think it's Tuesday. And I also have an assignment in elasticity. That I'm probably doing kind of okay with that one. I think I found the notes for how to do that. When I got frustrated with the Maple and I wasn't making any progress with it, I changed over to a different assignment. So at least I was not wasting time on something I could not succeed with. I was trying, but it just wasn't coming, and sometimes you need to take a break by doing different work. I also was looking at signing up for classes for next semester because, fingers crossed, I'll still be here. But I've signed up for a course on energy production, which is an interest of mine, obviously, with the windmills I've been working on. This one's a little bit broader and talks about all forms of energy production, but that is a point of interest. And I'm also looking at the metrology classes that are offered. I'm hoping to be able to get that certificate while I'm getting my master's here. Jesse did come down to visit some this weekend, and that was a big help. I mean, just to have someone to socialize with and to talk to about some of these topics, because when I'm like, oh, Maple, I don't know how to do it, he could be like, oh, I don't either. And at least I feel a little bit better if, a PhD doesn't know how to use Maple for this thing either. It's not a trivial thing. That's all that matters to me. And yeah, I did speak with Fancy Pants a little bit this past week, or was that last week? I can't remember. The days are starting to run together because we're coming up on Thanksgiving. And everybody is assigning everything, and that's why I'm getting overwhelmed with so much work. But I think one of the professors was also overwhelmed because he decided we're just not having test number 2. And our last test will be the final, and I'm just, okay, I'm happy not to have to study for that when I'm trying to prepare for everything else too. But Jesse said a 3.5 seems like a very unreasonable standard to set for your grad students to actually hit with grades in class. He said you're probably going to get a curve somewhere, but I'm not so sure. I feel like these classes are not too demanding, and that just making them kind of easy is what they're doing to make it possible to get an A. I look at some of the grade distributions online, and it looks like there's a reasonable number of people who are being successful. So I need A's, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get them. But I have been trying to build in some study breaks. That was one of the things Brielle talked about when I was talking to her, and I need to build some connections, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. I'm not doing a very good job of anything right now. At least I don't feel like it, but I've been kind of down and having the blahs this past week. Forgot to take my vitamin D for part of it. And I don't know, I've been stressed about money too. I'm over budget and I need to take out another loan.